Hey, what's up, everybody? This is LA Knight, and I am back with the, what's this called? The Halloween book tag. I wrote it down, and not where I could see it. I don't know why I did that. It was originally created by NaomiTheBookLover. Oh my gosh, I cannot talk today. NaomiTheBookLover, and I will link her video down below. Okay, I have English working now in my brain. Yay. And technically, like, I know Halloween is over, and I talked about this a little bit in some of my earlier videos, but because of things like losing my job and being super sick and the legal battle surrounding losing my job that's coming up, in the month of October, I really was not feeling very Halloween-y, so I kind of let Halloween go without really celebrating it too much. I watched the first 4 episodes, rewatched the first 4 episodes of Stranger Things with Lorien Kitty Books because she'd never seen it before, and she needed me to warn her about all the jump scares. So that's what we did the day before Halloween, and that was about all we did. And and we had apple butter pancakes. Yay! So I wanted to do more Halloween-y stuff in November, when the only thing happening in November is Thanksgiving, which is a holiday fraught with racist history, and really what's to celebrate other than eating a lot of food? Like, who cares? So so I've extended Halloween to encompass the entire month of November, and it is called Novemberween. I'm sure I did not invent that word, but that's what it is. So that's what we're doing. So, on with the tag. So question number 1, and if you hear a weird noise, like a clicking noise, I have a cough drop in my mouth because my voice is still kind of jacked up still because allergies. I've been unconscious up until a couple hours ago for about 40 hours. I'm recording this on Sunday because I didn't do any recording on Saturday because I was unconscious all day. Yeah. So, question number 1. Carving pumpkins. What book would you carve up and light on fire? Stop me if you've heard this before. Enclave by Anna Guira. Why? Because it's a victim-blaming, glorifying sexual violence, main character is a horrible person, bag of crap. I hate this book so bad. Okay, sorry, I paused for a second because I heard this weird hissing noise. I was like, what is that? It was my roommate standing off to the left behind me a little bit, making clawing noises and hissing in my direction. Because she hates Enclave, not because she disagrees with me. But yeah, Enclave is, like, the worst book ever. Like, it's worse than 50 Shades of Grey. Because, in my opinion. Because, I read the original 50 Shades fanfic when it was still a fanfic before it got published, and I've also read Enclave. And, 50 Shades is all kinds of messed up, but not in this way. If for no other reason than the fact that 50 Shades of Grey is marketed at adult, and Enclave is supposed to be for teenagers. The thing is in publishing is that what age the book is directed at for teen fiction is determined by what age your main character is. So, like, upper middle grade, your main character could be at most 14. Upper YA, your character could be at the most 19, but usually they still have to be in high school. After 18, out of high school, you start to get into new adult/adult. So Deuce is 15. She turns 15 at the beginning of the book. So right there, the book is already marketed at younger YA, because people tend to read up, is how that's described. And this character is supposed to be the good guy, but she stands back and doesn't protest and actually approves when a blind kid is executed for being blind. Okay? Because he's a problem and a burden on their society. Even though he brought them really important information, they execute him because he's blind. Okay? And she's okay with that. She's kind of like, that kind of sucks that, he's going to get executed, but it makes sense. He's got to die because he's a burden and he sucks at everything because he's blind. That's her attitude. And then, not only does that happen, and it's not like, and other people are like, I don't know how I feel about this. Not only does that happen, but then later they run into a girl who's been held prisoner and gang raped for years, and she's only like 12 or 13. And Deuce is like, I don't think you were raped, even though the girl is like, yes, they raped me. This was not consensual at all. The Deuce, the main character, is like, I don't think you were raped. No, because the thing is if you didn't want them to do anything to you, you would have killed yourself. You're still alive, so obviously the sex was consensual, and obviously you actually enjoyed it. So suck it up and stop whining. And then the girl is alone. They're in the middle of the zombie apocalypse. The girl has the choice of either going off on her own or traveling with Deuce and the guy that raped her repeatedly. I'm just like, really? And this is shown as... And then the guy is set up as a secondary love interest for Deuce in this love triangle where she's seriously attracted to this guy who tried to rape her, did rape this other girl. Like, I don't even... Oh my god, this book is... Can you tell that I hate this book and wanted to die? And the author is like, well, you know, they grew up in a different time period. You can't really blame them for the way they feel. That's just the culture they grew up in. It's not that big of a deal. It's like, bitch, shut the fuck up. I mean, I don't normally, because I'm, like, trying to get published, so I'm usually pretty temperate when I criticize other authors, especially really popular ones, but I have zero patience or tolerance for that kind of bullshit. Question number 2. Trick or treat. What character is a treat? What character is a trick? Well, gee, Deuce, who's supposed to be the main character of Enclave and is actually a complete and total bitch and needs to die and doesn't and has 4 books to her name. Ugh! She was a trick. Also, Lily Evans from Harry Potter. I hate Lily. And the reason that I consider her a trick is because unlike all the other Marauders who in Marauders era main characters for the Marauders era, so the 4 Marauders, Snape, and then Lily, not counting the teachers, because the teachers that are there during that time are also there later on, so like I don't really count them as part of specifically the Marauders era. But the 4 Marauders, Snape and Lily, you know from the first book that Snape is a dickbag. And you figure out in the 3rd book that Moony, Wormtail, Padfoot, and Prongs kind of suck too. But nobody has anything bad to say about Lily at all. Everybody likes Lily, and she's a bitch. And I hate her, and I'm glad she's dead. The only reason I'm kind of even sad at all that she's dead is because of Harry. Because it sucks that he never got a chance to really know his parents. Except that it's actually kind of a good thing, because if he did know his parents, if he was actually raised by his parents instead of raised to be abused, unfortunately, because of how J.K. Rowling wrote him, he'd be a complete and total dick. Anyway, I have issues with Harry Potter, but I wanted to do this tag, and I promised some people that I would do it, and then it turns out number 6 is a question about Harry Potter, and I'm like, oh shit. Ugh. The treat characters, though. Let's get off of Harry Potter now. The treat characters, Susanna from Daughter Smoke and Bone and Mavis Freestone from the In-Death series by J.D. Robb. They are so fun to read. I was so surprised by how much I fell in love with them. They're so adorable. And they're so similar. I mean, they're such good girlfriends to the female leads. They're so good. I love them. Question number 3. Candy corn. What book is always sweet? I don't read any books that don't have any kind of conflict at all, so I'm assuming sweet to read, like enjoyable to read, like what book do you always enjoy reading? And that's The Girl Who Circumnavigated Fairyland in a Ship of Her Own Making. If you go on my Tumblr, and on my Patreon, I've got like art, some art that I have done for The Girl Who Circumnavigated Fairyland. It's the first book in the Fairyland series by Catherine Valenti. I love the way Catherine Valenti writes. I love the way she thinks. She is like one of the most amazing writers I've ever had the honor and pleasure of reading, ever. And I don't love everything that she's written, but I love most of what she's written, and the Fairyland books are my favorite, and my most favorite is the second one, there's stuff going on in the second one that makes it less pleasing for me to read without stress involved, because there's there's just a lot going on in the second book, and I plan on reviewing it at some point. I've already written a review for it on my Tumblr that I will post to Patreon, but I do also plan on doing a podcast review for it at some point, because I've reread it like 7 or 8 times, so it's all still fresh in my memory. It's so good. And the audiobook for the second book is amazing, because it's narrated by S.J. Tucker, the singer, and she does amazing voices. Unfortunately, it's the only one in the series that is narrated by her. The other 3 books that have the same main character are narrated by the author, which is also good. And then the 4th one is narrated by a dude, because the 4th one, the main character is a boy. But yeah, I love them, and everyone should read them. Question number 4. Ghost. What character would you love to visit you as a ghost? Marley and Marley from the Muppets Christmas Carol. Okay, that's not a book, but they're really funny. I'm gonna, if there's a video on, it's those 2 old grumpy dudes who are always calling, heckling from the, what are they called? The balcony seats? Waldorf and something or other. I forget. They play the Marley Brothers in the Muppets Christmas Carol, and they have this really funny song. And if they have a video clip of it on YouTube, I will link it down below. It's so funny. So yeah, that would be funny. Other than that, I'd have to say Mavis Freestone. Looking at all these questions, my answer is Mavis like 3 times. So that was the second one. Because Mavis is fun. She's so much fun. And unlike Susanna, who has her moments where she's just like, not me, but her being like, sad things going on, because there's a lot going on in the trilogy. Because the In-Death series spans so much time, we get to see a lot more of Mavis when she is not under a lot of pressure. And also, she's just fun. She's just a lot of fun, and I love her. Question number 5, dressing up in costume. What character would you want to be for a day? Now, if we're talking about what character would I want to dress up as, then probably somebody like Janelle Angeline from the Black Jewels trilogy by Anne Bishop, because she wears the prettiest black dresses. But actually being that character for a day, Mavis Freestone, because all the other characters I could think of have really shit lives going on. I mean, that's basically the premise of like every main character that I know of, and most of the side characters. Their lives suck. They're on the run from the government, or they sold their soul to the devil, or they're being chased by monsters because they're the children of Greek gods, or, whatever. Or, they're a teenage wizard with a middle-aged nemesis, whatevs. Mavis is a rock star, a legitimate rock star, with a wonderful husband, a beautiful daughter, a great apartment, and a shit ton of money. And so far, nothing really bad has happened to her in the series. The worst thing that happened was she got framed for murder, but she got off, like, within the course of 1 book. So, and we knew it was going to happen. Like, when you read the book, there's no way that the main character's best friend is going away from murder. Heck no, especially when she didn't do it. Not happening. Question number 6. Wizards and witches. What is your favorite Harry Potter moment? I would like to say there are more books with witches and wizards in them than Harry Potter. Just saying. But also, favorite moment, because I have read all 7 Harry Potter books, and I've read the Tales of Beedle the Bard. I really like those, actually. That's, like, actually the thing that I like the most about Harry Potter is the Tales of Beedle the Bard. But, actual moments in the series, in book 5, when Sirius died, shut up. And in book 7, when Lupin's like, yeah, Harry, I'll go find the Horcrux with you. And Harry's like, you dickbag, your wife just had a baby, fuck off. Because I hate Lupin and Sirius. I hate both of them. I hate all the Marauders, all 6 of them. Snape, Lily, James, Peter. I hate Peter less than all the rest of them, though. But, yeah, I hate all of them. So I'm just like, the actual moments that you see in the books, you see Lupin get called out for being a dickbag, and you see Sirius die, and those are my 2 favorite moments. Although I love every moment that has Ginny in it. I will say that too. But there are so many of those I couldn't pick one as my favorite, Last question. Question number 7. Blood and gore. What book was so creepy that you had to take a break from it for a while? I don't read a lot of scary books, and I know I'm doing Novemberween where I'm supposed to be reading all the spooky. The thing is that if I consider something spooky, I'm probably not going to read it. The last exemption I made before the answer to this question, the last exemption I made for that rule was when I read The Shining when I was a freshman in high school, and I had to take the jacket off the book and put the dust jacket in the freezer because of the pictures that were on it, and I had to put the book itself in my mom's closet underneath her safe, which was only like 15 pounds, but it's just, so at night, I'd read it, and then I'd get up, and I'd put the dust jacket stayed in the freezer the whole time, and I put the safe on the book every night, and then I would take it out and take it to school. because I'm easily spooked by things like that, and it's The Shining, and it's Stephen King, and I'd seen the movie, and I'd seen the miniseries, so the lady in the bathtub, like, I couldn't, oh god, I couldn't, like, every time I read the book, I was like, lady in the bathtub! Ugh! I kept freaking out, even though, like, even when she wasn't there, I'm like, where is she? Where is she? She's coming out, she's gonna crawl out of the pages, and she's gonna grab me by the throat. I had the weirdest ideas when I was a kid. And yeah, okay, 14, 15's not really a kid. I have, like, this weird, super overactive imagination. I will do a video at some point, if you guys want me to, about all the things that I was afraid of when I was little. And it's, like, weird shit. Not, like, you know, monsters under the bed or in the closet. Like, I have specific things that I was scared of, like the toilet monster. That was my brother's fault. And, door fingers, air sharks. Oh my god. All the things. My brother's fault. Most of those. So, but the answer to this question, sorry to get sidetracked. What book was so creepy I had to take a break from it? The Girl from the Well by Rin Chupeco, but I wanted to read it because I wanted to support a marginalized author, and it was her first book. And also the cover looked really pretty, and the thing was is I knew that the book was based on the myth that the movie The Ring is based on, and The Ring, the movie, although I hated it and I thought it was dumb, it also scared me when I saw it when I was 13. And so I was like, I don't want to read this, but I do, because also I knew Rin Chupeco from Twitter, and she's really nice, and she's really cool, and her book is an Own Voices Japanese mythology novel, and so I really wanted to read it for all of those reasons. So I just finally just gritted my teeth and did it. And I couldn't read it at night. I couldn't read it when I was by myself. I couldn't read it even around sunset. And I couldn't read it in a room where there was a TV. Even though there's no TV issues in the book itself, because my mind kept flashing back to The Ring. It was really good, though. Anyway, so that was the Halloween book tag from Naomi the Book Lover. If you liked it, if you enjoyed my podcast, like, comment, subscribe. Check me out on Patreon. Check me out on Tumblr. Check me out on YouTube. Check me out on fanfiction.net. Check me out on Twitter. Check me out on Fiction Press. Check me out on Wattpad. Or you can buy me a coffee at the links down below. Thank you guys for listening, and I will talk to you guys later. Happy Novemberween. Bye! And sorry for all the Harry Potter hate. I try to rein it in. I do try. I could write essays about all the things that I hate about Harry Potter. I really could. But I don't, because I know that you guys like it. So, I'm sorry. Don't hate me. Love you. Bye!